So in this video, I'm going to be installing the Linux Mint Cinnamon Edition in a Dell computer. So under the Cinnamon Edition section here, I'm going to click download. I'm going to scroll down and I have to choose a download mirror. So I am in the US, I'm going to choose the first option and it's downloading. So I need to create a bootable USB drive. I am going to be using Rufus to create that bootable drive. The Linux Mint file that is downloaded is an ISO file. So in the Rufus website, I'm going to download the Rufus exe file. So I already downloaded it. So this is the ISO file on the desktop here. So I'm going to open Rufus. So the size of the USB drive is 16 gigs. So on the boot selection, I'm going to click select to select the ISO file. It's on my desktop. I'll click open here. I'm going to click start, click OK, click yes. So this pop-up gives a warning that everything in the USB drive will be deleted. I'm going to click OK, that's fine. So Rufus is creating the bootable USB drive with the ISO file. So the bootable drive was created. I'm going to click close. So I'm going to boot up the Dell computer with the USB drive. So this is the Dell BIOS. So to boot up from the Dell computer, I had to hit the F12 key on the keyboard. So also on the BIOS, you want to make sure that secure boot is disabled so you can boot off the USB drive. So I'm going to double click on the USB. So I'm going to select the first option. Start Linux Mint Cinnamon 4-bit. So on this page, I'm going to click on Install Linux Mint. So on the welcome page, I'm going to choose English, click Continue. On the keyboard layout, it's English US. I'll click Continue. On the multimedia codecs, I'm going to check this, install multimedia codecs, click continue. So this is the installation type. So it says here that this computer currently has no detected operating system. What would you like to do? I'm going to use the entire disk. So I'm going to select the first option. So if you have another operating system, for example, like Windows, and you don't want to erase the Windows in your computer, you can select something else and click continue. I'll select the first option, erase this, and install Linux Mint. And this will delete everything on the hard drive, including the operating system. I'm going to click install now. I'll click continue. So it detected where I'm located. It's New York. I'm going to click continue. So I have to type in the name. So I'm going to type John. So the username is John. So where it says your computer's name, I'm going to just type Dell Linux. Username is John. I'm going to type a password. So there are two options here. You can log in automatically or require my password to log in. So I'll select require my password to log in. I'll click continue. So it's installing. So it says installation complete. I'm going to click on restart now, and I'm going to remove the USB drive from the computer. So I'm going to log in. So this is the welcome screen. I'm going to click Let's Go. So I can click any one of these and launch. There's desktop where I can change the background color. I can take snapshots. I can configure that. There's Update Manager System Settings. There's a firewall. So I'm going to close this. So the Firefox web browser is built in. So on the taskbar is the home folder. I'll click on that. And I can see all the rest of the folders here. Pictures, music, downloads, documents. There's a publics folder. There's templates. There's videos. So on the taskbar is the terminal app. So this is the shutdown button. This is the logout button. I can lock the screen by clicking the lock icon. This is the home folder. This is the system settings. I'll click on the system settings, and here I can change the background, the themes, the font selection, the effect. These are the preferences. I'll click on backgrounds. So I'll choose this option, double click on it. So I have all these backgrounds I can select. I can also add a picture as a background. There's the settings section. I can play the background as a slideshow. This is the picture aspect. So the background color, I can change it to a solid color. So there's administration, and I have all these options here. I can add a printer just by clicking on printers, and I can add a printer here. This is a software manager. So there's a lot of apps and softwares that I can download. This is the featured. This is categories. I can click on all applications here. And these are all a list of applications I can download. For example, VLC Player. I'll double click on that. So I'll click install. Additional software will be installed. I'll click continue. I have to type my password. And it's installing. I'll click launch. And VLC Player is installed. So on the sound and video, I have all these apps I can use to play either music or videos. So there's also an Office app, and this is LibreOffice. There's LibreOffice Draw, LibreOffice Writer, and this is similar to Microsoft Word. I'll click on LibreOffice Writer. So I can export it as a PDF. I can also click Save As. And I can also save it as a Word document. There's a calendar here. I'll click on calendar. So I'll select internet, and I have the Firefox web browser, Thunderbird Mail. There's web app. I can configure Thunderbird Mail. There's graphics. There's accessories. So there's a lot of features here, a lot of app. I'll click on image viewer. I can open a JPEG or PNG file here. There's also all applications, and there's a whole list here. And these are all the applications that are installed in this Linux Mint operating system. There's users and group. So I can add another user, just click on add. And in the account type, I can select administrator or standard user and just type full name and username. There's also preferences, and under preferences, there's accessibility, account details, network configuration, there's Bluetooth. I can configure the date and time. Also, I can just right click the desktop. I can create a new folder. I can create a new document. I can change the desktop background, display settings. I can open terminal, open as root, customize. I'll click customize. I'll click on display settings, and I can change the resolution here. So on the lower right side, there's a Bluetooth icon. There's a notification icon. There's the update manager. This is the network icon. This is the speaker icon. I can configure the sound settings. I'll click on the Update Manager, and here's where I can also update the Linux Mint operating system here with security updates, software updates, and also I can configure system snapshots. I'll click OK, and it says a new version of the Update Manager is available, and I just have to click Apply the update. And here's where I can switch to a local mirror. I can click yes or no. I'll click on Edit, click on System Snapshots. And I can select a snapshot type. I'll click Next. I'll click next, and here you can configure the snapshot levels, monthly, weekly, daily. Click next. So this is the user home directory. So I got the root and then the username, which is John here. I can exclude all files or I can include all files. Click next, click finish. So I'm going to install the Google Chrome browser. So to do that, I'm going to click on the start menu, click on the software manager, and here's where I can install other applications. So in the search section here, I'm going to type Chrome. So this is Google Chrome. I'm going to double click on it, click install, click continue, and Google Chrome is installing. I'll click launch, click OK. So Google Chrome was installed. I can also search for other applications, for example, Discord. So that's how you can install Linux Mint desktop computer. So I want to thank you for watching, and I want to thank you for subscribing.